Morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. Thank you for joining us on the year-ending edition of Morning Spring. Today, December 31st, December 31 rather, of this year 2024. What a year it has been, and what a program we've had so far. And what, a very important person and viewer you have been with us on this program. We appreciate the value you have brought by staying with us all through the year. Every weekday, nothing missing, nothing broken. We are here, you are there. We appreciate you as well, for following us on the station of choice, award-winning Western Spring Television on channel 190 on StarTimes TTT, and also on our YouTube channel at Western Spring TV. You are the real deal, and we appreciate you. We hail you this morning, and of course on this occasion, and in about how many hours from now? 18, 17 hours from now, less than 17 hours, we will be in another year, and that will, everyone will be saying Happy New Year. But until then, we are here. Femi Ojo is my name. Good morning. Hi. Good morning. How do you do?
Good morning. I'm all right. And you?
Good to know. Fine. How was your night?
It was okay, yours?
Very well, of course.
I'm
here.
looking forward to 2025.
Yeah, it's like 16 hours away, so we're good. Less than 17 hours, actually.
It's just like yesterday, 2024 started, and right now we're in 31st December. Wow.
That's what they said. Just like yesterday. It wasn't yesterday. It wasn't like yesterday. This year is a leap year, right? 366.
Yeah.
So we spent 365. Right.
Days.
Yeah. 365 and some hours. So in few hours, we will be in another year as well. So, but for some, do you know, they just feel this is a regular day. Every day, it's the same thing, the same morning, night. And the Gregorian calendar might be changing, or the Hijra calendar might be changing, but for them, it's just the same thing.
Normal thing. Yeah, actually, aside the fact that we have this thing in our heads of making a New Year resolution. For me, you can start your New Year in any day. You can begin March, April, May. You mustn't wait till first of a new year before you start your.
So
new
when
year
you're
resolution.
starting your year in March, what does that mean? What kind of year would that be?
Not necessarily that you're starting your year. It could be that maybe
not
that's
a calendar
when you
year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Probably that's when you want to take some other decisions.
Okay.
Take
You're
some
talking
other
about
steps.
resolution.
Yeah, I'm talking about resolution, because some persons are always like, I'm waiting for 31st, I'm waiting for first of a new year to make a resolution, but you necessarily don't need to wait till then. There are some decisions that you can take within the year. You don't need to wait till the end of the year or the beginning of another year before you start making decisions or setting targets, actually. So good morning, viewers. Welcome to the last day of 2024. I am Zomso Kijuko, and today is going to be awesome.
All right. Awesome. It's going to be. This particular year has been quite an eventful one. Very, very eventful. On everything, on every side, on every angle. Sport, very eventful. Education, same, economy. Persons will say, what has happened to our economy? Where did we start? Where are we now? Inflation rate by the end of 2023, December 31st, and what is the inflation rate right now? What is the security analysis on insecurity? The security index, and all of those things. Many things we will look into. The political situation as well. This year we had many off-season elections, actually, and the winners will emerge. How did they emerge as well? Off-season election, governor, that had gubernatorial elections, senatorial elections, National Assembly and House of Assembly elections, many local government elections as well. And how local government elections are in Nigeria. Any party in power have a very, very sure. It's like you staking, and the bookmakers can easily say it's a sure deal. They call it sure banker. In as much as that party that is at the M of affairs in that particular state. It's always home and dry. And of course, the social, political events that has happened, especially at the courts. The courts have been busy this year on many fronts.
A lot.
Suits, accusations and counter accusations, allegations and counter allegations as well. It's a year that if anybody gets, blow you a small breeze, the way we call it in Nigeria, blow you a small breeze and you are not comfortable.
Just
The
go to
courts.
the court.
Courts. In fact, and it started since last year when a particular party, had to tell, another party that lost the election to say, go to court. So if you are not comfortable, meet us in court. So the lawyers have been busy, Milots have been busy, and even talking about the judiciary, there was an exchange. Somebody bowed out. Uluwakari Ariwola was the former CGN. He, retired, gave the baton to Milord Justice Kekere Ekun as well. And the judiciary have been mouthed for many reasons. The season, especially the last 1 year or more than that, for different orders and rulings that have been given. And some of them, it looks like it's not always the same. No exact cases are always the same. I mean, no two cases might be exactly the same. But then, if there is a case that happened here in Sokoto and another happens in Osun State and has almost the same brief and is adjudicated upon, and you are seeing something different here, you are seeing another one different here, and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is supposed to be the grand norm in which these cases are adjudicated. Many things has happened, but then here we are as well in the health sector, the medical tourism that people still do, and of course the jackpot of the medical professionals, the doctors, the nurses, the radiographers, many of these health officers, record officers, and this has been depleting our health institutions. You go for a particular, or to a particular hospital today, even in the ones that that is called the teaching hospital, after you are consulted, then you are given a day to come back in 2 months by a particular doctor. By the time you are returning, the chances are very high that you might not get to meet that particular doctor not because he's on duty, but most likely, and away he flew. And it has put pressure on the remaining ones that are there, because one person might get to be doing the work of 4 persons, 5 persons. And these are some of the things that we are seeing. A case of a friend who told me that he resumed work Friday morning, 8 a.m., and he had to leave work by 5 p.m. on Monday evening, Friday to Monday. So the question you ask yourself is, Friday, the whole of Friday, the whole of Saturday, this person is at work. By Sunday, we are human.
Of course.
What is the quality of work that individual can do?
Evening. What
by Sunday evening, because he's stressed out. Nobody, it's an Iron Man. An Iron Man is a figment of somebody's creation. And at best, they are fiction. You found them in fiction, sci-fi movies. But then, Friday, granted, the whole of Friday, the whole of Saturday, a medical doctor. And by Sunday, this person will be edgy. This person will be tired. This person wants to sleep. He doesn't have that time. And so, Sunday is there. Now imagine the kind of work that person will do on Monday till 5 p.m. again. And it's not the same persons that we'll be seeing. Many persons are trooping in.
And out.
And so many things need to be set right there, especially as we move into the new year. The president has presented a budget, almost 49 trillion naira, thereabout. And, the document is at the National Assembly, and Nigerians are waiting for the kind of work that the National Assembly will do as well. We'll go on this quick break. When we return, the papers are in as well. The last one for the year. You want to see, you want to look at it, you want to hear it, and have a feel of what the headlines are looking like. Stay with us. All right, thank you for joining us again, or staying with us rather. Via the headline segment, we have this particular one. By the way, the headline segment is where we look at the front pages of different major dailies in the nation, and that is exactly what we are going to do right now. Let me start with the Daily Trust, the Daily Trust newspaper. 2025 budget. 20 MDAs to spend 14.3 billion naira on computers. 2025 budget, 20 MDAs to spend 14.3 billion naira on computers, and Justice Ministry strips vehicles to go up 2 billion naira. The Justice Ministry and vehicles, Justice Ministry strips and vehicles is to go up 2 billion naira. An expert, CSO, asks National Assembly to scrutinize proposals. That has always been the call. Please be diligent, not just for a minister. Possibly he has been a senator before, he's close to the seat of power, and after a few questions, if there is any question at all, just tell the person to take a bow and go. That is not the kind of budget that Nigerians deserve, actually. Right, and here we have total amount voted for 20 MDAs for purchase of computers in 2025 budget proposals runs to 14.3 billion naira. Computers, all right, a number of times purchase of computers appeared in 2024 budget, and 2025 appropriation bill is there 212 times. Now, in 2025 budget proposals, these the computers that will be bought, it appeared 212 times. In 2024 budget, that same request appeared 144 times. If computers have been bought last year, okay, must we buy it again this year? Or we now have another reasons, possibly another agencies or new departments and ministries? Because these are some of the issues. Anyway, we'll wait
Probably
to see.
Probably they're replacing sport ones.
Sport ones, all right. So the tune of 14.3 billion naira. We hope those computers will do great work. And the people, it's not just about buying computers. We are going to buy computers as a country, and we are going to distribute it to MDAs, ministries, departments, and agencies of the government to the tune of 14.3 billion. We better have a worth for the value of the money that has been spent, especially at the civil service. Now, and below that, you have allocations of 8 of the MDAs for computers purchase in the 2025 budget proposals. Now, Federal Ministry of Education, we need 3.88. That's how they arrive. This is how they arrive, rather, at that 14.3 billion naira. For the Federal Ministry of Education, they will need 3.88 billion naira to purchase their own computers. National Cybercrime Coordination Center, 2.73 billion naira. 1.1 billion naira will be needed by the Federal Ministry of Sport Development for computer, and 797.48 million naira will be needed by the Office of the Auditor General. Okay. And the National Counter-Terrorism Center, we need 567.93 million naira for computer, while Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NIMET, we need 535 million naira for computer. Federal Ministry of Art, Culture, and Creative Economy, 525.18 million naira. And National Agricultural Land Development Authority, NALDA, we need 350 million naira to buy computers. All right. And below that, Warri Refinery, marketers hint at further petrol price cut. Good to know that yesterday, you can as well say that Warri Refinery has gone, has been activated again to work. Okay, I think at 150,000 barrels per day, if I'm not mistaken. But then it's always an addition. Once some might say that's too small, but then anything that we can add at this time. And
people say little drops of water makes a mighty ocean.
Exactly. Nigerians will have it, but let's be sure we are running on a good cost, so that the money used in maintaining the refinery will not outweigh whatever we are getting, from that particular refinery. So if Port Harcourt has gone full stream, Warri has gone full stream, although the Port Harcourt is in 2 phases, all right? All right. One of it is working, and the one in Warri has been said to start work yesterday. And we have the one in Kaduna. If it can come up again, although many persons are saying other things, but maybe in the course of the program we'll look into that. And EFCC to freeze 91 accounts over electoralism financing and fraud. Now 7 die as hoodlums, security operatives clash in Anambra. And no deal with Atiku Obi on power sharing. Kwakunsu. And tariff hike or service disruptions, telecom operators vow. Tariff hike or service disruption, telecom operators vow. Meaning their tariff, they have been on it for a while to say we must hike it. There must be increase. Everything has increased in Nigeria, but they will say they are the only sector in which they are maintaining whatever they are selling to the people at the same price, and they're saying so. Yeah, it's either they increase the price or the service will be disrupted.
Yeah.
The quality of what they are offering will be disrupted. So we wait. Currency in circulation hit 4.8 trillion naira amidst cash squeeze. The currency in circulation is has been put at 4.8 trillion naira. That means that kind of money is in circulation, in cash, in the public. And many Nigerians will say, what portion of that is in their own pocket? Actually, when you're saying 4.8 trillion naira is in circulation. Now, 2024 malnutrition epidemics, malaria, vaccination shaped health sector. Malnutrition, that's talking about extreme hunger, and epidemics, malaria, vaccination shaped health sector. That will be up from the Daily Trust for today and for this year.
Oh, yeah, and for this year. Yeah. And on The Guardian this morning, we have person of the year 2024, Nigerians in diaspora, from broken dreams to new global value chain. You can see a picture there of an airplane, people, diaspora with money, bags of money, and some persons moving out.
Yeah. And it appears the people in diaspora are the ones pushing the country.
Yeah.
Actually.
Wow. We have quite a lengthy one there. So if you want an in-depth knowledge of that story, pick up The Guardian to get an in-depth knowledge there on the front page there. And we also have higher education, more varsities or better quality. What do you think, Femi? More varsities or better quality?
If actually push comes to shove, I'd rather take the quality part.
Exactly. Yeah. Same here. I feel like
what is doing at all is what doing well.
Yes, it's doing well. Not having thousands of universities and then the quality is very poor.
It is poor. Very poor.
Okay, so we have Nigerians anticipate end to fuel imports as refining capacity surges. Yeah, I would say that's more like a good goodbye to 2024 with this Warri refinery coming into play. That's a good one. We just hope that things continue to work out this way, at least in 2025. And the last story from The Guardian this morning, we have regulator insists on cost-based study before planned telecos tariff hike. Okay, so regulator insists on cost-based study before planned telcos tariff hike. So we'll just be waiting to see what the telecom industry would actually give us this time around.
Right.
That'll be all in The Guardian.
All right, we move straight to the Nigerian Tribune. And we have Warri Refinery revs back to life. From the Abyss, back to life. Tinubu comments, NNPCL. Again, the Warri Refinery revs back to life. Tinubu comments, NNPCL. We hope these developments are sustained and they are not just, what the pessimist will say, we told you so. We don't want that kind of development. So if it's coming, little gains here and there, just like Zom said, little drops of water, maybe the ocean will be mighty at the end of the day. And we have a nation that we are proud of. as an oil-producing nation now. We've been seeing
Yeah.
reduction in prices
Yeah.
recently, 1 naira, 2 naira, 5 naira. I think some stations are selling below, filling stations rather, are selling below 1,000 naira
1,000
now.
naira. Yeah.
So it will be good. Imagine we can get to like 700 naira. That would be significant, or even 600 naira. Maybe we can get to
Wow.
that point.
Nigerians will be over the moon.
And you know what will happen to the prices of things?
Yeah.
At least it will significantly reduce, and the purchasing power will increase. Although there's the people thing, I usually say it in Nigeria.
That is it.
Once things
go up in Nigeria, it doesn't come down.
Sometimes it does, but you have to force the people.
Yes, you have
to do that,
it.
because they will tell you, oh,
the goods I bought,
I have all stock.
I'm not done selling them.
But if actually the prices were up, all of a sudden they will tell you for business purpose, they just have to do what they have to do. All right. Again, Warri Refinery revs back to life. Tinubu comments on MPCL. And below that, interesting captions here. Osun foul thief, that's in parentheses now, released from prison. Wow. How life, happens to us all.
Yeah.
The scripture, Bible said, time and chance happens to them all. And maybe that is exactly the case of this individual who was arrested and he has been detained. I mean, he has been sentenced rather, and he has spent 10 years, 2014 to 2024. And, his case came up on a particular podcast and it went viral and he got to the notice, I'd say he got the attention of the governor of Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke, who looked into it, told the Commissioner for Justice to look into that. Conversations were had, even from this table of ours, about that particular individual, to say what we warrant death in somebody stealing, allegedly stealing fowl. Yeah. And then, there are conversations that it's not just about the fowl. It's because that individual was in the group of other persons who are armed to go for that part. Because many persons were thinking he just caught one single fowl, like he just
picked one.
In Tifam, the way they say it in pidgin English. But then, being that as is may, he alongside others have been given the prerogative of mercy. It's the constitutional right of the governor to do that.
Yeah.
And like 43 or 46 of them, he was among. So last 2 weeks ago or thereabout, they were talking about his matter. 2 weeks after, he's a free man. Life happens to people. And that individual must be told, as the scripture will put it again, sin no more. Actually, nobody needs to tell you. Be far from crime. You see crime this way, take it at the other side. So he's a free man. But the way Tribune has put it, let me say it again. Osun foul thief released from prison. Segun Lowokere is the young man's name. He has been given another shot at life.
Yes.
He should make it count with other persons as well, that their names are not that popular. Now, 2027, alleged agreement on rotational presidency, deceptive. So the politicians are aligning. The game is the game. They are taking shape. They are,
politics.
Yeah, of course.
We still have how many years to go, and we're already.
I'm not sure
projecting.
you have that. I'm not by tomorrow. I'm not sure you have that. How many years again?
Well,
it will be less than 2 years to the election. Once we get into tomorrow.
True, but
even now, it's less than 2 years to the next election.
It is, because we just have a few hours.
Yeah. So even now, in 2024, December 31st, the next election will just be maybe in 1 year, 6 months from now.
Yeah,
so you expect the politicians there. If the moment a politician wins or loses an election, he's already preparing for the other one. The question I guess we ask them, and what they will tell the average Nigerian politician is, we hope the same energy you put into winning elections, galvanizing support, you put that same election into, power and energy into governance.
Yes.
And maybe it will be better off this way. They thought of who will be the next governor in this our state. The conversation is on already. The plan is on, not just conversation, except politicians want to tell you, I have enough in my hands now. I'm not thinking about his election. It's a lie. You are thinking about election.
The plan is rolling in your mind.
That's it. In Lagos, the conversation is on who will succeed Governor Jide Sanwo-Olu. Will he be this person? Will he be that person? They come out, the game is the game. We're only telling them, please put the same energy into good governance. Right. Politics of new vice chancellor selection at Uni Abuja. That's one conversation that's been long. You will think they are running that individual, those individuals, talking about the headship of the VC in Uni Abuja. I think it's Nigeria's election, as in the main Nigeria as a state election. But, it's about leadership.
The truth is, there's politics everywhere.
It's a normal thing.
Yeah.
As you are seated here, maybe there's a measure of politics here.
There's politics everywhere.
Everywhere there is human endeavor, there is bound to be influence.
Yeah.
There is bound to be leadership. There is bound for decision making. Definitely there is politics. Now, NERC orders transfer of Ogun electricity oversight to OGERC. Okay, oversight of Ogun electricity to OGERC. That's Ogun State Electricity Regulatory Commission. Maybe, the ground is clear for states if actually they have the means and they are ready to do the work to disconnect themselves from the national grid. Have your own power grid as well. Although it's costing money, but if you're serious, you would know that maybe that's the best thing to do. That maybe at the end of the day, if Osun has Electricity Regulatory Commission and has a grid, his own state grid, Ondo has, Abia has, Rivers has, Sokoto, Jigawa, maybe the national grid will stop collapsing. At least there will not be pressure.
Yeah.
And the national grid will leave the ICU at the end of the day, because currently
it's
in the
ICU.
the
really?
national is in the wards right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's
the
in
national
the wards.
grid. Only that the national power grid is shortly between the ICU and the ward. Either it's a female ward or a male ward. It can only be male ward, because all of the decision makers are men. So these days they are in the ward to be taken care of and attended to by the power nurses and doctors. Sometimes the situation will degenerate and you go back to the ICU.
The ICU.
So, but maybe it will leave the ward and leave the hospital permanently.
Entirely, yeah.
That's the situation. Except we are deceiving ourselves. We had more than 14 or 13 national power grid collapse this year in a 64-year-old country. Yeah, these things won't work for themselves. We have to make it work. Now, Nigeria, the burden, the prospect in 2025. All right. Even households, organizations, businesses, everybody is postulating for the next year. You are planning. Many persons are rounding off. Today will be a busy day in many offices because you have to round off a year and prepare for another. So the burden, the prospect in 2025, talking about Nigeria. And here, retract inflammatory statement against Tinubu. Presidency tells the Bauchi governor. All right. And says outburst does not represent not collective voice. Governor Bala Mohammed, the governor of Bauchi State, talking about the tax bills. Just like many of his colleagues have been saying, that particular, those bills is against North, is anti-North, and the president should withdraw it. If not, the president will be shown the true colors. We will show you our true colors. And, the presidency is reacting to say, you can't threaten us. And if actually you are talking this way, your voice does not represent, the real voice of the northern people.
Yeah.
What exactly is that true color that you want to show the president?
Well, that's actually a big threat, to the presidency.
Yeah, and the presidency is telling the governor, retract your words, because you are not speaking for the people. All right, and Southeast Development Commissions, 3 other regional agencies to spend 2.2 trillion naira in 2025. It used to be billions here and there. Now we are talking in trillions here and there. Southeast Development Commission, Southwest Development Commissions. We hope there is real development. And here, Egbemode Ogudo, Areola Iton joint list of Tribune columnists. And here, telecoms to commence service shedding if tariff are not increased. All right, operators, this is looking more like a threat. More like if you don't allow us to increase the tariff, then there will be disruptions in the quality of service. And I think the loss will be both ways, actually, because telecom subscribers will have a heck of time, making calls and having internet service. But then they as well, the telecom operators will not make money as they should make. So to be a loss on both sides. So this is where the regulator should come in. And in one of the papers, the regulators are saying, showing us a study-based reason why you should do this. When Nigerians will say, excuse me, with the politics you people are paying, if there are people you should talk to, talking about the regulators, talk to them, because Nigerians deserve the best that they can get. And if actually there's something that needs to be done, it should be done. You don't just leave Nigerians lingering. And the regulators are saying, bring your books, show us the study that have shown that you must increase. And the telecom operators are saying, we must increase. And if actually we didn't increase,
well, they would say everything is increasing, like with the fuel hike.
of course,
Lots of things have increased. So I think they would say it's only natural for them to join the league.
I think it's a fair argument, actually, for them to say almost everything have increased. Only for Nigerians will say, as what's the quality of the service you are rendering. At the end of the day, you may cause is dropping. Sometimes you may cause is just anyhow. Who is watching in all of this?
If we want to go to the quality of service, we need to bring in other sectors too that actually give us poor services yet.
Every service provider, including the power sector that is in ICU. Oh, sorry, is in the works.
But there has been a hike. There's been a hike in the tariff.
Severally. In fact, including the bands, band A, band B, band D.
So it's only natural for them
some
to just
people that are bandless.
Of course, it's only natural for the telecom sector to just toll the league.
We understand. We must, take a pause right now, on the headline segment. When we return, we speak to the issues of 2024, the year in review. What has it been for you? The highs and the lows, the decision making, the policies of government, the policies of the private sector, manufacturing, commerce, industries, health, education, politics, governance. How has these policies affected you? And how have you, either positively or negatively, and how we are rounding off right now. The year is rounding off in the next few hours. But then another year is upon us. What should we do as a nation so that we are not back on the same point, having conversation on the same thing and about a low quality of life that have been lived by Nigerians? And have we made a progress as a nation in year 2024 at all? Or is that just been gloom and doom? Or there are maybe just rays of light, as they say, the light at the end of the tunnel. Some will say, where is the tunnel? Where is the light? We have this conversation that will be after now. Stay with us.